show last night because the Reds were in the playoffs, but we're back tonight. It's Nick and Neil. It's the height differential, powered by Griddly. Neil, we'll get into it, but hey, at least the Reds were there, right?
It was a quick stay. I mean, it was a quick stay, but I mean, if we're looking for moral victories, I guess we can call it one.
No, I mean, nobody expected them to be there this year. So, I mean, and you're playing the Dodgers, like, it's just, you're up against it. Yeah, I mean, we kind of expected the outcome, but we'll get into that. We'll get into whatever the Bengals are right now. Little Ryder Cup update, college football, NFL preview, and then some other things around the sports and non-sports world. But I guess played in a little scramble on Tuesday. We actually played pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, since the last time we talked, we had a nice little afternoon on Tuesday afternoon at the Iroquois Golf Course. Me, you, Josh Hawkins, T's and P's to our guy Jerry Roby, who tore a ligament in his ankle the night before. So we were down a man in the scramble, but all in all, worked out. Shot 8 under. We did play pretty well.
Yeah, threw a couple darts. Threw one dart right on top of the other team we were trying to beat, which wasn't upset about that, but always a good time at the hoop scramble.
And let's be honest. Let's throw a little shade at our guy Josh Hawkins. It was a 2-man scramble out there. Like
I'm not going to throw any shade. I've been in
falling apart out there.
He's
falling apart. Our guy's falling apart on us. He's got to hit the lab.
You were on me the week before because I didn't play very well, so it can happen at any time. But also I have to clarify, dude. I'm going through listening to the last time we had a show. And talking about when you were talking about me potentially being the captain for the Ryder Cup, and I said I've broke 80 a couple times. I misspoke.
Just a lie.
I've broke 90 a couple times. I would love to break 80, but I've shot in the high 80s a couple times. Don't want people to think I'm that big, that good of a golfer out there. But speaking of golf, couple updates after the Ryder Cup. You said we talked about Rory kind of complaining about the crowd heckling a little too much, said that there was a beer thrown at his wife. You found some evidence that it wasn't.
It was not a beer that was thrown. It was one fan getting mad at another fan and smacking the beer out of said fan's hand, which then went in the same direction as McElroy's wife. So a little bit of a coincidental, the smacking of the beer out of the hand and then the wife walking by at the exact same time. Still not a great look, but not as bad as just a blatant somebody just chucking a full 20-ounce Coors Light at Mrs. McElroy over there. So not as bad as we thought, but still not great.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that nobody was just launching beers at his wife, which I don't think we were 100% sure that's what happened, but the entire press conference after they won on Sunday, every single player took the time to mention that. So they all thought that it was pretty legit and that it happened. And I guess when a beer comes thrown your way, you're not looking to see how it happened. You just see it. Yeah. And I guess you guessed that it was thrown. So
yeah, in real time, I could understand why they think that it was thrown. But per video replay review, there was no thrown beer. It was a smacked beer.
Little tip action.
Yeah.
I guess dude was just mad that it was in front of him and knocked it out of his hand, and it went
what it seems like
right towards Mrs. McElroy.
One fan getting mad at another, but that's what happens.
And then also we talked a lot about the envelope rule.
Yeah.
And we both hate it. I think most people hate it, and most people think that it has to be gone by 2025. But I'm a Victor guy. I'm not gonna lie. I cheer for Victor unless it's the Ryder Cup.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't look very hurt on partying on that bus and on that plane.
Of course not. It was a blatant. He quit the Ryder Cup. He quit it. He got his half point for his team when they were close to the end. All they needed was just a couple of half points, and he just said, "I'm out. Take the half point." And then he's celebrating like nothing happened. So of course it's just typical European shenanigans, is what it is. He wasn't as hurt as I think he let on to be. They just wanted to steal that half point for free, and luckily it didn't come down to that. But he looked like he was loose as a goose on Sunday night.
He did, and I guess alcohol can do that a little bit. You wake up with a stiff neck. I mean, I know how that is. I mean, it sucks. But here's the thing, like, if that's gonna happen and it's gonna be controversial
Mhm,
and you're gonna party,
mhm.
you make sure that nobody's recording that and putting that out on social
I
media.
mean, put a fake neck brace on or something. He might
Like,
not just put one of those little fake neck braces on, make it look like it's a legit injury.
but how hard is it just to make sure that if we're putting videos out there of us singing and celebrating on the plane or on the bus, let's just make sure Victor's not on there because
Yeah,
that's what's gonna happen. People are gonna see it and be like, "Oh, dude, he really wasn't hurt."
yeah. No, that's what we saw, and that's what our conclusion is.
But couple controversial things there at the Ryder Cup. I guess that kind of puts a bow on it. And now we wait 2 more years until the Americans look to get redemption in Ireland. So we'll see. But have we talked at the beginning a little bit about your Reds? What I mean, obviously you're happy they get in the playoffs. What anything could have gone different the first 2 days to kind of change the outcome?
No, I mean, the Dodgers are just that much better. Let's just be honest. They just have more talent. They have better pitching. Their offense is 10 times better than what the Reds offense is. I was a little disappointed in the outing that Hunter Green gave us, as the ace. He's been pitching well lately. He comes in, gives up 5 runs in 3 innings, 4 innings. So, you expected better from him. Reds offense wasn't great, wasn't terrible. They weren't clutch. Bases loaded last night in a big situation with no outs. They get no runs. Stewart's chasing out of the zone. Ellie's chasing out of the zone. They're striking out left and right. So, I mean, all in all, it was an expected outcome. I expected them to go 0-2 out in LA. You're happy that they made it. It's the first time they've made it in a long time, or since COVID, but a lot of people don't count the shortened COVID year. So, since first time they made it in a long time. Achieved, yes, probably. Just, hopefully into next year they can build on it, change a few things, get a couple extra bats in the lineup, and let's get back there next year.
Yeah, pretty cool for Hunter Green to go out to his hometown and pitch in the playoffs to make his first start out there. But I mean, there's a lot of pressure there, and we talked about it on Sunday. Really, the only chance they had to win was to get that game one win and have Hunter Green pitch a gem, which he didn't do.
Hmm.
But you mentioned South Stewart. He had a big hit in game two, and then struck out with bases loaded. But I guess the hope is that you got a bunch of young guys that now have some playoff experience and you could just build on that next year and get back, and all those guys have been there before.
Yeah, I mean they've all have to take a step forward though. I mean they can't just have anybody. We had nobody hitting over 270 in the whole season, so got to hit for better average. Don't really have a power hitter. Ellie was that at the beginning of the year, but after the first 2 months, he became a contact hitter. So they needed to make a few adjustments, get a power bat or two in the lineup, and I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, they got to make some moves. Look, I just think you get to the playoffs, you see what this team could do. You add a couple pieces, you add a bat, you maybe add a couple more arms, and see what you can do next year. But I know you've gave Tito's a lot of slack, but I mean, you also have a Hall of Fame manager with a young team, which is I think you got to be pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I just wish he would have left Nick Lodolo in after 14 pitches last night, but that's
Dude,
here
it's
nor there.
everybody. Like, you look at all these games, like, Max Fried comes out when he's thrown, what, 70 pitches, and he's got through 6 and not even into the 7th inning, and they end up losing. Like, I don't know what Craig Counsell's doing with all his like, he's pulling his starters after 50 pitches. It's just baseball's so different than the game that we grew up with where you're looking for your starter to go 8 or 9 and finish the game. It's not even close to what happens anymore.
No, no, it's a completely different game. You're right.
But the Reds are only team that don't force a game 3 to which is Thursday. It's the first time in Major League history where 3 decisive games have happened in the same day, and the Tigers, who struggled the last month and a half of the season, are figured it out. Won 2 out of 3, and
They did.
now they go to the divisional series.
Yeah, big win for them today, I think, too. Wasn't it a blow? 6-3. I guess the Indians got too late, but yeah, Tigers dominated today. They move on. Cubs, I believe, are moving on. They're up 3 in the bottom of the 8th on the Padres. So Cubs will go to Milwaukee. Kind of like the Cubs in that series. Milwaukee now being off for a week. Cubs coming in playing good baseball. But a big one tonight, Yankees Red Sox. ESPN's drooling all over it as they have been all week.
Couple
Uh,
rookies too.
yeah. So big matchup there. Be interested to see what happens.
No, you're right. ESPN is definitely drooling over that matchup, and it will be a good one tonight. but yeah, I think the Cubs Brewers is going to be a good series. Phillies then Dodgers is going to be exciting, and it'll be good on the American League side too. But we talked about it last week. Always exciting for the Major League playoffs, and it was good to see the Reds in there. Just wish maybe they would have got one more game.
Yeah, would have been nice, but it's neither here nor there. We move on.
We do move on, and another team that is having to move on are your Cincinnati Bengals,
Ooh.
who in the last 2 games
Mhm.
since Joe got hurt
Yep.
have been outscored 76-13.
Yep.
The 38-point loss to the Vikings was the worst in franchise history, and then they are outgained by 352 yards on Monday night, the 4th worst differential in franchise history.
It is a complete train wreck in Cincinnati. And the other night, 11 penalties and 9 first downs. When you have more penalties than first, and they could have had more than 11 because there were several that we
14. 3
declined.
were declined.
Yeah, so we're looking at 14 penalties and 9 first downs. I mean, that just doesn't speak just to your lack of talent. That's lack of discipline, lack of coaching, lack of focus. I mean, top to bottom, once again, 2 weeks in a row, this team's not ready to play. They're not giving great effort. They're getting just destroyed. I mean, it is a complete train wreck.
Well, and you talk about the penalties, none of them were really judgment calls either.
No.
They're all in the trenches.
Yeah.
They're Amarius Mims lining up offsides. Like, that takes away a 38-yard pass to T. Higgins, and on a night where you're getting nothing going, you can't take plays like that off the board. And no, they haven't looked prepared. They kinda looked defeated, honestly. And when you lose a guy like Joe Burrow, I guess that's just human nature a little bit, but this team has had success with Jake Browning in the past. Went 4-3 with him 2 years ago. This Jake Browning does not look like the same guy, and I don't know if it's the offensive line, if it's the team as a whole, but a team with as many weapons as they do should not have an offense that ranks dead last in several categories.
No, and I mean the Bengals, the first team since 2009 Raiders to be held under 200 yards in 3 of their first 4 games. I mean, it's not just a Jake Browning problem. He is a little bit part of the problem. I mean, the other night he was just seemed like he was be locked in on just one guy. Wasn't reading the right reads. I mean, there were times where Gesicki was open down the field over the middle one play. Jamar was open one play and he missed them. He just kind of just locked in on one guy and just threw it. And we can blame the offensive line if you want. I mean, they aren't good, but it's an all around it's just an all around disaster, and it starts with Zach Taylor. It starts with the coaching and the multiple delay of game penalties the other night. I mean, it's just inexcusable.
I mean, you see the one play where they rush 3, and both the tackles get beat. And then you have your guards, your 2 guards, your center, and Samaje Perine. So you've got 4 guys up the middle blocking 1 guy, while 2 guys are in the edge just blowing past your tackles and getting to the quarterback in 3 seconds. I mean, that's I don't know if that's coaching, if that's just not being good at good at your job. Like, I don't know. But you just look at that still, that picture of that play, and it's just kind of inexcusable. And now you get rewarded by facing a Lions team who everybody was like, "Hey, they lost their coordinators in week 1. They're not gonna be as good." And now all of a sudden they look like one of the best teams in football.
Yeah, I mean, after week 1, I think they got themselves a little wake up call, and it says ever since then they've just been dominant. Sunday's going to be a long one, I feel like, but the good news for us, more tailgating time. 4:20 start or 4:10 start, 4:15. So we'll get up there. I mean, I'm just more looking more forward to the tailgating scene than I am the actual game. So it's going to be a bloodbath, unfortunately. Got to stick through it.
Gotta stick through it. And no, it is tough. But I am looking forward to the tailgate. Just hoping they don't get beat by 70, which at this rate, I mean, you lose once and you fumble it 8 times, you're like, maybe it's an aberration. Then what happens on Monday, it's kind of a trend. It happens again on Sunday, which
But
it's
then
likely
it's
to when you're
also
playing the
it's not like
Lions.
we're
That's a
talking
big
about the
problem.
offense. The defense on Monday night was absolutely disgustingly terrible. I mean, the first 100-yard rusher in Sean Payton's tenure with the Broncos, which spans 30-something games, I think, I mean, there were holes that J.K. Dobbins was running through a semi truck could fit through. I mean, the defense was absolutely terrible. I mean, probably just as bad as the offense, as you mentioned. The biggest yardage differential, fourth biggest in NFL history. So like we can't just put it all on the offense. As bad
In
as they are,
franchise
the
history.
defense, yeah, the defense is absolutely just right up there with them as being just as bad.
No, they're not good. There's no positive stats right now. I mean, I guess the only positive stat is they're 2-2. That's the only thing. You can't look at any stats that have any element of positivity except the fact that they're 500,
It's true. And for all of our Ravens listeners, we're ahead of you in the standings.
which is, I mean, they don't look very good either, dude.
No, they're without Lamar for the next 2 to 3 weeks,
Yeah,
their season's on the brink
they don't
too.
look good. They don't look very good either. But one game we didn't get to talk about because we were recording this while it was going on was the 40-40 tie, the highest scoring tie in the history of the NFL. Everybody was picking the Packers to win the Super Bowl after 2 weeks, and now the 2 weeks after that, they lose to the Browns and then give up 40 to Cowboys team without CD Lamb. Dak Prescott looked unbelievable.
George Pickens had a great game as well, stepped up.
What's up with these ties?
Man,
Should there ever be a tie?
absolutely not. Absolutely not. And what makes me even more mad is on previous podcasts, I've been cussed out twice for falling asleep in these late games. I stayed up for this one. I was like, this is a pretty good game. I got to see this one to the end. And to see it to the end and it's a tie, like what are we doing? We say this every time there's a tie. I mean, this isn't the first time that people have argued over this, but we got to do away with this. Like, what's the point of playing the game? What's the
Well,
point?
I think Jordan Love and the Packers didn't want it to end in a tie, as they barely got the field goal off because they were just lollygagging around there at the end of the game.
That's
If
true.
that thing bobbles, if they even bobble that a little bit in the end zone, the game's over. And that game's in Dallas. I don't know how the clock keeper doesn't
That's
just
what I
you
was
just
about
let
to
it
say.
go and you
Give
make the refs figure that out.
if you're the Cowboys, you fire your clock keeper. If
100%.
it's in 1 second, you tick that off. And you're right. You can make the referee go back and put the second on if there's a second. But you don't ever as a home team stop the clock with 1 second at the end of a game. Ever. When it's your team's benefit. You gotta fire that guy.
You've got that control. Like,
Yeah.
that's all in your control. And maybe start it just a little bit early and then start it a little bit late and you make the refs come in and change it. But there's no way that that clock guy should have left a second on the clock without the refs having to come back there and fix it. And you're right. I would fire him.
Yeah. But let's just get back to the real issue, and this is the ties. Like, you're in agreement. There should never be a tie in any sport, even soccer. Like, I hate ties in soccer. Like, go to penalty kicks, do something. There should never be, when there is a competition between two teams or two individuals, that you should walk away without a winner and a loser. It should
Yeah,
not.
I think soccer is different. And look, that's it's not an American sport. Like it's just the number one sport in the rest of the world. And you in the World Cup, you play these pool plays, like you get a point for a tie. That's the way it's always been. I'm fine with that. I don't love it. I'm fine with it. In the NFL, no, there shouldn't be ties. But how are you fixing it? Are you putting another 5 on the clock? Because then, so like, say you don't end it in a tie, both teams got a possession. Now, are you going to say if the next team that gets a field goal, they win? Because now that's not fair because they got 2 possessions to the Packers 1.
No, you
So you're kind of opening up.
like we've talked before about the differences in NFL rules and college football rules and who's right and who's wrong. This is another case, just like the 2-minute timeout, that college football has it right. They got it right.
I don't think they have it right. I
They
don't
don't have
think
it
either one of
perfect.
them have it right.
No, they don't have it perfect because you shouldn't start in field goal range, but they've got the right formula. Let's put the ball on the 35-yard line and let's
Well,
play
they used to start on a 25, which is even worse.
No, that's what they do now in college football. But I'm
Yeah.
saying if they should not start in field goal.
Move it back.
Move it back to where you have to earn the right to kick the field goal. Let's put it on the 35, maybe the 40, and let's play football.
I
Each
don't
team gets
like
a chance.
I don't think either overtime is the right way to do it. Like, the college game is totally different than the rest of the game is played. So I don't enjoy that aspect of it. There's no clock. They're both I do enjoy the fact that they both get a possession.
What do you need a clock for?
because it's different than the rest of the game.
So it's
Like,
overtime.
to me, just play a 10-minute just play a 10-minute overtime.
When you're playing for somebody to win the game, you don't need a clock. What do you need a clock for?
And
For it to run down to 0 and you're tied again? You don't need a clock. You play for somebody who scores. And so
stats get elevated in the college football overtime.
what does?
Stats get elevated in college football overtime.
Sure, but who cares?
Neither one of them are perfect. There's aspects of both of them that I prefer to the other. Like, I prefer NFL because it more resembles an actual football game. But, I mean, when they used to just be like, "Hey, kick a field goal and you win," that was basically saying whoever wins the coin toss is gonna win the game.
Which was
So
stupid.
now at least we're at the place where if they kick a field goal, you get a possession. I think if they get a touchdown, you should still get a possession. But let's just have a straight up 10-minute half.
Yeah.
And if the team holds the ball for over 8 minutes and scores under 2 minutes on the clock, then add an additional 5 minutes
Why
for
do we
the other team to
this goes
score.
back to why do we need a clock? Why do we need a
Because
clock?
I want it to resemble a football game.
You still have your play clock, but you don't need a game clock. Like, all right, so let's say this game would have continued on what Sunday night. So they kick off, the Cowboys now have the ball. They go down, let's say they kick a field goal. Well, the Packers are going to get another chance because now it's their turn. Like, you just play the game. You play the game, you have your play clock, but the game clock is irrelevant. It makes there's nothing to it that makes any part of the game different. Like, what are we up against the clock? Like, what are we up against?
It 100% makes it different. Like, if they keep scoring in the college game, now all of a sudden it was 14-14. Now all of a sudden you're going in a third overtime and it's 28-28.
For what?
And now you're just trading 2-point conversions, and that's football?
No,
That ain't football either. Now you're into soccer PKs.
I agree. I'm not a fan of the 2-point conversion rule,
So
but
there's issues with both of them.
there is. But I think college football has it more right than the NFL does, where you can just end in a tie after 10 minutes. Like, the one drive that the Cowboys took how much of that 10 minutes did it take? 7 minutes? So because the Packers lost the coins or won the coin toss, win on defense, but because the Cowboys took 8 minutes, so now the Packers only have 2 to try to go down and kick a field goal because they're up against a clock that doesn't even
Well, that's what I said. Like,
shouldn't even
you
matter.
play a 10-minute half, but if they extend their drive until past the 2-minute warning, then at 0, you get an additional 5 minutes. So then it's a 15-minute quarter. Well, not really a quarter, but a 15 minutes of total time, which is what a normal quarter is. And now it just resembles a regular football game.
Well, they did it up until 3 years ago. It was a 15-minute overtime. They shortened it to 10.
Yeah, I don't understand why they did that.
I don't know. Like,
10 minutes isn't long enough because teams can just drain the entire clock.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah, just go back to where it was 15 minutes, and then you don't have to worry about adding an additional.
That would
5.
make more sense.
But just play the 15 minutes out. Just play it out.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's a start. That's a start. But I also don't think that to me the clock doesn't matter. The game clock in overtime does not matter.
No, and look, that's not my biggest argument. Starting on the 25 where you're already in field goal range is my biggest argument. And then the fact that we go to PKs after 2 scores.
I agree with that too. That's stupid.
I hate the fact that they're on the 25 and they can kick a field goal. Even if they go backwards, they can still kick a field goal, which makes 0 sense. And then if both teams score twice, now we're basically playing a 2-point conversion contest.
The 2-point conversion contest is stupid. It's dumb. You're right. That's not real football. But
so I think you've come to the other side where the NFL is a little better.
Only when we get to that point where it's a 2-point fest.
You're very likely to get to that point.
I
mean, how many times in college football overtime do we see somebody just go wide and score on the first play? It feels like it happens all the time.
It does, but if we go back and look at the overtimes over since they've implemented this 2-point rule, 2-3 years ago, more than likely the game's over before you get to that third overtime. More than likely. I think more times than not, you're not getting to that point. But when you get to that point, then it becomes really stupid. It just becomes stupid when you get to that point. I mean, do that in like the 8th overtime. I don't know.
But, well, I mean, remember Kentucky and Arkansas played 7 of them back in the early 2000s?
Yeah, but I mean, the way you fix college is you don't just start in field goal range. You don't just give an automatic 3 points. You got to earn it. But the way that I think the structure of college football's overtime, to me, is better than the NFL's because, A, there's not a clock. There's some fake clock that everybody thinks we got to
But
run
you just
tomorrow.
agreed if you put 15 minutes on the clock and just let them play.
So, well, what if it's not over before 15? You still gonna tie? What are you gonna do?
I mean, if it's a regular season game, yeah.
Oh, for God's sake! Now you're back on the ties. You want ties?
I mean, to me, it's better than giving
Chalky.
somebody a loss that didn't have a full chance to win the game.
No, we are not doing ties.
I
If
mean,
you any argument that you're gonna make that says ties are okay, I'm just gonna throw that out. You're out.
you can't go back. They're not going to go back out there after 15 minutes.
Then you go to the college football model and you push it back, like I said, to the 40-yard line, 35, 40-yard line.
I mean, heck, I'd go to the 50.
There was one, it was a college football video game back in the day where you played basically it was tug of war. It might take a while, but you put the ball at the 50, one team runs one play, wherever they get to, that's where it stops. The next team runs a play, wherever it gets to, that's where it stops. Like, you just trade plays, and then whoever scores first wins. Could be a field goal,
Commercial
could be a
breaks between
touchdown.
commercial breaks at the change of every possession too.
I don't know about that, but let's play a little tug of war play by play. Like, let's see how that works.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. They're both flawed. I don't love ending in a tie. Also, I don't know.
You
I
also
don't know
said
what
it's
the
okay.
answer is,
You said
but
after it's not okay after 10 minutes, but after 15 minutes, it's okay, which is just stupid.
I mean,
So your
I'm
argument,
never gonna love the tie, but to
you're
me, at least,
accepting of it.
as long as both teams have a chance to win the game.
Nope. If you're accepting of a tie, I can't value your opinion.
Well, I mean, when are you valuable of my opinion?
Very rare.
So, I don't know. It's they're both kinda broke. It's tough. It is a tough thing. I mean, we debated it for 10 minutes, and it's hard to come up with a perfect, a fix for it, but I don't know. There's flaws to both. What college football game you looking forward to the most?
There's 2 good ones, I think, this weekend. Not a lot of good ones, but there are 2 that stick out. The first one where college game day is going is the Tallahassee, Florida. The Florida State Seminoles hosting the Miami Hurricanes. Florida State coming off that tough loss at Virginia. Hopefully, all their players made it out of the Stampede unhurt, so they're hopefully at full strength. But see if they can bounce back against a really, really good Miami team who's coming off. I believe they had a bye week last week, so they'll be fresh and ready for the Noles. But that's the game that I think everybody's gonna be locked in on.
Dude, Miami's they play somebody every week, don't they?
It seems like it.
I mean,
Yeah.
like their schedule's super tough, and I I mean, after seeing what Florida State did against Virginia, I have a hard time seeing Florida State pull off the upset against Miami. I just Miami's got some dudes, and it's just we get to see maybe Michael Irvin on the sideline
And
in Tallahassee,
the unofficial official mascot, Michael Irvin. Let's just put him in the duck costume.
and the other one, another top 25 matchup after Alabama, kind of re-entered the national champion or at least the playoff conversation with
Sure
their
did.
win over Georgia when everybody put them to bed after their loss to Florida State. Now they get Vanderbilt, a team that beat them last year in Nashville, a team that's undefeated.
A
That
very
the
confident.
goalposts are still in the river from last year,
They're still floating out there
and
somewhere.
Diego Pavi is over here running his mouth saying if we play our game, it won't be close.
I mean, that's a very, very confident Vanderbilt team, cocky Vanderbilt team coming into this one. He better watch what he says because Alabama's still got some dudes on their side. I mean, we just saw it the other night when they went into Athens, Georgia, and ended that 33-game winning streak from the Georgia Bulldogs. So don't wake up Alabama more than they need to be. So Diego better watch what he says because I think Alabama one has revenge on the mind after last year. Because let's be honest, that loss kept Alabama out of the college football playoff. Like that one loss. So they've got motivation already. They don't need it anymore. So if you're going to give it to them, they'll take it. But when you're going into Tuscaloosa, it's going to be tough. I mean, I think Alabama wins this game, and I think they win it pretty comfortably.
You're right. They're gonna be motivated. I mean, obviously, you lost to this Vanderbilt team, and it stung because not only did you lose to Vanderbilt, which nobody in the SEC likes to do, but like you said, they kind of kept them out of the playoff conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and now you get opportunity for them to come to your place, and they're undefeated. I mean, and they're gonna score some points, but Alabama's playing some good football. Ty Simpson's kind of you know, figuring things out. And I don't know. I just wouldn't. I like Diego Pavia's confidence, but I wouldn't be poking that bear.
No, I wouldn't either. I mean, like I said, Alabama is still Alabama at the end of the day. I mean, in Vanderbilt, who they played the other day, they struggled for the first half. Was it Utah State or somebody maybe on Saturday that they took them a while to wake up before they finally got it together? I don't know. I can't see Alabama losing this one on Saturday.
We'll see. If Vanderbilt pulls off this one, they're starting to be to where they're in the top 20 and kind of getting into that playoff conversation if they can figure that out. You win at Alabama and you're undefeated. You got to at least be people talking about you, and then maybe Pavia starts being in the Heisman conversation where we talked about that last week. There's not really a lot of names at the top of that list. So, if he can back it up, come to play, get the dub, you put your
You
team in
better.
playoff conversation and put yourself in the Heisman conversation.
I mean, if he's going to talk that talk, he better come prepared to back it up.
Entering last week NFLs, there were 6 undefeated teams, and then the Colts got beat, the
Yep.
Chargers got beat,
Yep.
the Bucks got beat, the Niners got beat, and now there's 2, the Bills and the Eagles. I think a lot of people would probably predicted them to be the last 2 teams to lose.
No, I mean those were when we talked about our preseason predictions. Had the Bills and the Eagles making it to the Super Bowl. So no shock to me that those are the 2 left standing. Uh, Eagles with a little bit of a tough matchup maybe this week with the Denver Broncos coming to town, and Denver and that defense that's been playing pretty well this year and one of the top defenses in the league last year. So that should be a little bit of a challenge to that Eagles offense. Buffalo at home against New England. I mean, that's no match there. I mean, I expect Buffalo to roll, get to 5-0, and
Well,
keep that thing
I
going.
expect them to too, but New England looked good last week,
They did.
and Buffalo struggled. They kinda pulled away late in their win over the Saints, but their games have been close in the 3rd quarter the last 2 weeks. So, I expect the Bills obviously to win, but they're not gonna go undefeated. And if they're gonna lose a game in the division, it's probably gonna be to the Patriots, not gonna be to the Dolphins or the Jets, most
Right.
likely.
Yeah.
I mean, I I mean, I wouldn't pick the Patriots to win, but I could see them it being close down the stretch. The Eagles game, and the Eagles are undefeated, but their offense hasn't been clicking like it has. And, last year when Saquon was rushing for 2,000 yards, and AJ Brown's kinda being a little like, complaining a little bit about his touches, so you're right, Denver's defense pretty good. See if it can give Philadelphia some problems and maybe knock them off and then have one less undefeated team as we go on into to next week.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, I think both teams end up 5-0 as we move forward, but no surprise that those are the 2 left.
And then Kansas City plays Jacksonville on Monday night, so Jacksonville team that's 3-1, their only loss is to Cincinnati. Talked about them having the most takeaways in football. Liam Cohen has really got that team playing well. You look at it on paper, the Chiefs looked good last week,
They did.
but if Jacksonville can pull that game off, then they're kinda looking like the team that was in the playoffs a couple years ago.
Yeah, no, they're playing good football. I mean, let's be honest, they probably should have beat Cincinnati in week 2. We were there. We all thought that it was over. It's multiple times in that game. So, I mean, they're one game away from being one of the 3rd undefeated team in the league. So, Jacksonville, a surprise definitely to a lot of people, especially with the way that their defense is playing. But offensively, ETN's running the ball well. Trevor Lawrence is playing some good football. We haven't really heard much out of Travis Hunter yet. I know he's playing both ways, but nothing stands out to me early on in the season. Like I thought maybe that he would, but yeah, you said if they can somehow pull this off on Monday night, they're up there in the NFC South contention with the Colts and looking like a playoff team.
Speaking of Mahomes and the Chiefs, you sent me a story earlier today. We talked about Philly carrying stealing the ball from Lil Buddy. We got another
It's
little incident that's kinda similar to that.
this stuff is out of control. What are we doing as an American society when this stuff keeps coming up week after week after week? What are we doing, folks?
So tell me what happened.
Little buddy, probably he looked about I'll say 8, 9 years old, maybe. Goes to a Chiefs and Giants game in New York/New Jersey.
So this
He
is week 3, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Little buddy's sitting in the first row. Game's over. He's waiting on his hero, Patrick Mahomes, to come run off the field. He's got his Mahomes Chiefs jersey on. You know, props that dude to going into Giant Stadium with some visiting team gear on and coming out alive. But he's all excited. The Chiefs had won. He's waiting for his hero, Patrick Mahomes, to come run off the field. Here comes Patrick. He's going right towards him. Takes off his headband. He's going to hand it to little buddy. And Nick, what do you think happened next?
Do we got another Philly can?
We got another Philly Karen. Here comes somebody's gigantic arm out of camera view and just snatches the headband
Gigantic.
right from little buddy. I mean, this like one of the claw machines, just out of nowhere, grabs the headband, and then poof, they're gone. Little buddy was look on his face, he was frozen. He was like, what just happened? I'm about to get Patrick Mahomes, my favorite NFL player, probably my favorite
Stinky sweatband.
of all time, smelly sweatband, smelly headband. But you know what? As a 10-year-old, 9-year-old kid, when your hero gives you his sweatband, like that's one of the coolest things ever. And you get some Giants woman with her long arm leaning over, snatching it, and then poof, she's gone.
I thought you were going to say she go-go gadget armed it.
That's what it was. That's a good analogy. Yes. Her go-go gadget arm from out of camera view. We never even saw the woman's face, but she did have blue on her sleeve, so we can only assume that it was a Giants fan. Reaches over and steals the headband from little buddy. Now, did you read the article?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I was going to let you lead the way.
They have identified who the Giants, what should we call her? Giants Julie over here. They've identified who she is, and she has said she wants to get in contact with the family to get the headband back to little Jimmy. Now, good for her for doing that, but it's like, what are you doing? Like, just leave it alone. Leave it alone. First of all, you're not a Chiefs fan. Second of all, you're old. And third, what are you going to do with the smelly headband? Was she going to go home and jazzercise with it? She's going to put it on there and do her hot yoga? Like, no. Let little Jimmy, little 9-year-old Jimmy with his hero running off the field, let him take that. That's his headband.
I love the passion. Yeah, it makes no sense. Like, why are we taking things from little kids? And this is not like the trout ball or the Cal Raleigh ball that is going to be worth a lot of money. And luckily, nobody took those balls from little kids. But like, why do you want this? Why do you want this? Like, yeah, you're right. Is she gonna wash it and then use it when she jazzercises?
I don't know.
Like, it makes no sense. Dude, the little buddy was raking though. He was getting a lot of autographs. I think he got somebody's glove. Like he must have had really good seats because he was getting a lot of goodies.
Good for him
down there. But yeah, I mean, still, no. Like, what do we call her? Giants Julie.
Giant Julie.
Giants Julie. Like, put your go gadget arm up. And here's the thing: you got a go gadget arm. Just go ahead and go gadget, give it back.
That's what you should have done.
Like,
you're not even a Chiefs
give it
fan.
back.
It wasn't even a Chiefs fan. Like, if Philly's carrying, at least was a Phillies fan and wanted to keep a Phillies home run ball. This is a Giants fan trying to take a headband from a Chiefs player. You don't
even want there?
She probably does. Probably. Would you call it cookie hair or something?
Oh, that black and white cookie?
Yeah. She might. I think she probably does. But her face was not in camera view. It was just her giant blue sleeve taking up half the camera view.
You just see the go gadget arm. That's it.
That's what it was. Golly. I can't.
I wonder if she's related to Inspector Gadget.
She might be. Is she from New York? Probably.
I mean, they're in New York, dude.
That's true.
So.
At Grittily, we believe grit isn't just a word, it's a way of life. It's perseverance, resilience, courage, passion, and strength. That's why our wallets and winning bands are built to last, just like you. Right now, honor your grit and save 25% with promo code HD at checkout. Backed for life. That's the Grittily guarantee. Grittily, embrace your grit.
This one, not sports related.
Mm-hmm.
Happened in Louisville.
No.
And when a woman freaks out because her marinara and her cheese sauce is $1 extra and starts flipping over registers at Little Caesars, I think it's something we probably need to talk about.
It's something. It is something we should probably discuss. I mean, all right, so what happened here? So she goes to pick up her Little Caesars order, and she realizes, I would like an extra sauce. You know, like I'm a big dipper. I dip my crust. pizza, breadsticks. I'm like, I feel like a little saucy today. Let's get an extra crazy sauce in there, right?
Yeah. Why don't you
And they
throw a
said,
little crazy sauce, maybe a ranch, which I
yeah,
wouldn't want ranch, but maybe she wants some
yeah,
ranch.
it could be, could be,
Throw in a cheese sauce, maybe a marinara, and they're
yeah,
like, "Ma'am, that's 4 sauces. That'll be 4 additional dollars."
$4. And she
She
said,
He coulda went into her pocket, seen how many quarters she had. She coulda went to the car, see if she had any quarters in the car.
uh-huh.
She coulda brought out a credit card and be like, "Hey, you've already got on file, like, just go ahead and add $4 on there. Might take away some of your tip because 'cause I'm not very happy about it," but that's none of those things are what happened.
Oh no. So what did I read? She caused so that $4, that simple $4 for 4 sauces, the 4 for 4 sauce deal that she could have had, turned into what, 20 something $1,000 worth of damage to the store that she's now probably going to have to pay restitution for.
Yeah, or go to jail.
Probably both
Yeah.
in this situation.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of jail time, but yeah, she just flipped out, started turning over tables,
Like,
turned the register over.
uh,
I'm sure there were I'm sure there were a lot of pleasantries that were said
so
to
she
the
went.
workers who are just simply doing their job and tell, "Hey, Mr. Caesar told me that they're a dollar." Like, I got no control over this.
So she went crazy over the crazy sauce. Is what we're getting at here. Right?
And maybe that's why they call it crazy sauce.
I mean, goodness, like don't get me wrong, like Little Caesars. For the I mean, it used to be a $5 hot and ready. I think they probably inflation has caused it to go to
Is
$7.
it not 5 anymore?
I think it's gone up to about 7. It's one of those like you're on the way home, you don't really want to wait for Papa John's to make your pizza in 30 minutes. You just pop in for a quick hot
Nobody
and ready
wants to wait
$5
for Papa
pizza
John.
with some crazy bread and some crazy sauce. Do not knock Papa John's. You just stop in for a quick pizza and some crazy bread, some crazy sauce, and you're on your way home. So Little Caesars pretty not great pizza, but not bad pizza. There's a lot worse out there that you can get. But to go nuts to cause $20,000 worth of damage over a dollar sauce, ooh, that's getting crazy.
I'd say there's probably some underlying issues there. There's something else going on.
She had a bad day.
She was already a little frustrated, I would hope, going
Yeah,
into that Little Caesars.
yeah.
Was just envisioning how great it would feel to dip that crust into that crazy sauce, and she didn't have 4 quarters, so it's going down. It's going and it went down, and now she's gotta figure out, was she gonna figure out a way to pay for all this damage? And, hey, it's gonna cost you a lot more than 3, $4 it would've cost for that dang sauce, I know that.
Stupid, stupid. But like, and that since we're on the topic and you're knocking Papa John's, like, give me your top 3, 4, 5 fast food pizza rankings.
So what's included here?
Like, you got your Papa John's, you got your Jets, you got your Domino's, you got your
That's
Pizza Hut, you got your Marco's, you got your Little Caesars, you got your I don't, your fast food, like you order it, they deliver it in like 20 minutes or less. One of those that gets 20 or less or it's free kind of pizzas.
Well, Papa John's is dead last, it's not even close.
My
So we'll go ahead and put that out there. I haven't had Marco's enough to probably put it on the list,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna leave them out.
Okay.
Uh, Growing up, it was always Pizza Hut,
Mhm.
but now I feel like if I'm with I don't usually order pizza when I'm by myself, but I'm with my buddies, got people over. Usually we do Domino's and they do a decent job. Um, I think Jets is really good. I think I would, if Jets is included in this list,
Yeah.
then I'm going Jets 1,
Mhm.
probably Domino's 2, Pizza Hut 3, and then, I mean, I would never order Papa John.
Oh my god.
Like, we had it at work today. They had it across, like, on campus, and a couple of our GAs went and grabbed it, and I ate 2 pieces, and look, it gets you through for lunch, just like it did when I was growing up. Like, it gets you through, like, you eat it, but you gotta have that damn butter, or you're not gonna be able to eat that crust, like,
Oh.
'cause it's like, you gotta have something to make it softer and have a little bit of flavor to it.
Oh my
But
god.
no, Papa John's by far is the worst fast food pizza.
Oh my god. You like that that once again, you're just wrong. You're just flat out 100% wrong. Not only is
Oh, I didn't even
Papa
include Little
John's.
Caesars. Do
What?
what? I
What?
forgot to include Little Caesars, but they're not on the list either.
They're not on the list, not in the top 3.
No, let's just do top 3.
My guy,
So that's my 3.
Papa John's is number 1. It's number 1, and it's not close. Like, they say they have better ingredients, better pizza, and it's absolutely true.
They can say
Their
whatever the hell they want. Doesn't mean it's true.
the taste of their sauce, the cheese, like, all of it. The entire from start to finish, Papa John's pizza is the best fast food pizza on the market.
So I've
It's not
seen
close.
you eat pizza. I've seen you eat
What?
pizza. And you don't eat the crust hardly any time you eat pizza,
I
right?
have to have a dipping sauce. I mean, anybody's crust, like not just Papa John's, but anybody's crust. I'll eat it if there's a dipping sauce.
But see, that's why your rankings are different because you don't care about the crust. Like I enjoy a good crust on my pizza.
I will eat
And
Papa.
Papa John's by far has the worst crust, and it's not even an argument.
So the
like-
sauce. So what? So then eat a breadstick. If that's all you're worried about, then just eat the breadsticks. All you want is bread. Like, what about the cheese? What about the sauce? What about the?
I do want that, but
That's
the
what
crust
the
is a part of the
pizza is.
pizza. The crust is a part of the pizza. Like
It's a
at some
small
point,
part
you
of the
got to
pizza.
grow up and eat the entire piece of pizza and
Oh,
not
when you're
just
eating
eat
it
around the
backwards?
crust like your
Is your
mom's
first
taking the
bite the
crust off
crust?
your peanut butter and jelly.
For God's sakes, so you're just obsessed with the crust? What are you eating your pizza
I'm
backwards?
not
You're
obsessed
just
with the crust.
Eating the
I'm an
crust
adult
first, and then if you
human
get
being
full,
who eats the
you leave
entire
the tip.
pizza.
When you leaving the tip of the pizza last, and maybe you're full, you don't eat that, but you eating it backwards.
I'm
What
not
kind
eating
of
it
psycho are
backwards.
you?
I'm not an insane person.
You are an insane person. Like, that's psycho behavior. First,
No,
like,
psycho behavior is being
no,
a
I will
late
eat the
30s
crust.
male and leaving your crust on your plate.
I eat the crust if there's a dipping sauce. I will dip the crust into the nacho cheese sauce or the marinara sauce, or Papa John's has a pretty good garlic butter sauce. Like, they've got some good sauces, but the cheese, the sauce, the toppings, all of it makes Papa John's the best fast food pizza. Outside of that, every other pizza is basically irrelevant. Domino's is just straight cardboard. Like, if I wanted to eat a pizza box, that to me is Domino's pizza. I'll just eat the cardboard box. Pizza Hut, pretty good. Their breadsticks are actually probably top notch, probably the best breadsticks out there. But they don't put enough sauce on their pizza. So you want to eat, now you're a crust guy. Well, I'm surprised that you just don't eat Pizza Hut because that's all it is. It's just crust because they don't put any sauce on it. It's the driest pizza out there. Jet's probably number 2. I don't like the Detroit style pizza. It's okay. I love their New York style. I'm a big New York style pizza guy. Jet's New York style pizza probably ranks second behind Papa John's pizza. And then after that, like I said, all the rest of it's just Pizza Hut's probably third. It's fine. And Little Caesars still far and above Domino's. Domino's, like I said, just eat a cardboard box, and that's basically the same.
Well, I'm not passionate about any of the 3. But to me, like you like, I dip the crust. Like you shouldn't have to dip the crust. The crust should just be good
Who wants dry
without
bread?
having to dip it.
It doesn't
And
matter if you put garlic sauce, like any garlic powder, garlic, whatever on your crust. You could eat a baked cheesy crust. It doesn't matter. Why are you eating dry crust? It's a breadstick, basically. You need a
because
sauce.
which is what Papa John's is.
It's all crust is dry. It doesn't matter how
not
you
true.
flavor it, how you season it. It's all dry. It's all dry. So you like what do you like? You eat breadsticks with no dipping sauce? Like, you would order breadsticks. You'd be like, no, sir, I don't want the sauce. Just give me the bread.
No, I wouldn't order breadsticks.
I mean, it's crust, is what basically breadsticks and crust are the same thing.
Yeah,
But if
I
you do
wouldn't
order
order that.
breadsticks, you dip it in a sauce.
And you
That's
definitely
dry
wouldn't order it
bread.
because you're not even eating the crust on the pizza. So why would you order just the crust when you don't even eat the crust when it's on the pizza?
'Cause
So
there's a
you've
dipping
never
sauce
ordered a
that goes with
breadstick
it.
in your entire life,
There's a dipping sauce that goes with
according
it.
to
If
that
there is
theory.
a dipping sauce, I eat the crust. If there's no dipping sauce, I don't eat the crust because I don't eat dry bread because it's just weird.
Which is what Papa John's is, and
They're
it's your
all dry.
favorite
All
pizza.
crust is dry. It's all dry
But
bread.
it's the driest of them all. It
Then
is the
put-
driest.
Then get a cup of sauce, dip it in there, and be like, it's pretty good.
Well, you can't eat it without sauce, so you got to lather it.
Lather it all you need to, but it's good.
I mean, geez, just imagine if our girl would have went into Papa John's and they were charging for sauce. You got to buy a bunch of it. She'd have been out $10-20.
She'd be out the 20 grand that she already owes. That
She-
she already owes. Little
might-
Caesar.
She maybe have a reason to turn over the register.
Oh shoot, yeah, probably.
I don't know. But I've never understood how Papa John's is your favorite pizza. Like, we had it so much growing up in Louisville, like in middle school and high school at the cafeteria. Like, you get it down because it feeds you,
No,
but you never enjoy it.
it is quality fast food pizza. Better ingredients, better pizza. They stand by it. It's a true statement. Papa John.
You craving pizza now?
No, I actually had McDonald's for dinner. No, we got four kids under the age of 10 sleeping over at the house tonight. So what do kids want? They want McDonald's. So that's what we got.
Did you get dinner too? Did you get your cheeseburger with just ketchup only?
Yeah, 2 double cheese.
2 double cheese?
Yeah,
Just cheese and ketchup?
buy one get one for $1. And you
Cheese
got
and
to go with
ketchup.
the McDonald's Coke. I mean, anytime you go to McDonald's, you got to get the McDonald's Coke.
I mean, we talk about how bad Papa John's pizza is. McDonald's Coke, it's
Next
the best in existence.
It's the next.
I mean,
They
it
might
don't
actually
get any better than that.
they put some special ingredient in there. Probably some cocaine.
They might. I guess we better wrap this up before I start throwing Papa John pizza at your face.
You know what? As soon as we get off here, I'm gonna order an extra large and have it delivered to Swacko Lane with your name on it.
I mean, I'll eat it for free. I'm just not going to pay for it. I mean, I told you I ate it for free today.
I'll tell them I'm paying with cash at the door.
Well, I'll be like, well, I didn't order this. And then if they get angry and say, then you might see me on the online for throwing somebody's pizza across the hall and getting arrested.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Who's going to win tonight, Red Sox or Yankees?
I'm going Yankees, home team in the Bronx. Yankees move on. Another AL East matchup in the next round with the Blue Jays.
I'll go Sox.
Okay, you going with the Rollers?
Hey, and dude, Brian Snitker announcing his kind of retirement, won't come back as the Braves manager next year. Was with the Braves organization from 1977 to 2025.
Well, he's still in the organization, isn't he?
And he's still, he's going to continue in an advisory role. But
does that bring it
no tier, but I think they probably could use a different voice in the clubhouse, maybe. But
before we wrap it up, who do you want to see in the next manager? Who you got?
He's still playing, but I think Travis d'Arnaud could be a good candidate. And he was with Ron Washington in Los Angeles last year, who was his manager, who had some health issues, and he's not going to come back as the Angels manager. Maybe bring Wash back as a third base coach again with Travis d'Arnaud as manager, I think would be kind of cool. David Ross is a candidate who has some success with the Cubbies, obviously spent some time with the Braves. And Walt Weiss, I think they'll talk to him, who was their bench coach. But I don't know if they're going to bring somebody in that was on the staff last year. I don't know. We'll see. I think maybe a younger voice would be good for the clubhouse.
Okay.
I got nothing else. I don't think you got anything else now that all you're doing is thinking about is Giants Julie and Papa John's pizza.
We will probably not be recording on Sunday night as it's a late Bengals game.
Let's just go ahead and
talk about that on Monday or maybe next Wednesday. Who knows?
The line is what, 10.5?
Yeah, I think it's the highest point spread in the league this week.
Any chance they cover? Yeah, I have a hard time believing they do. Dude, I picked this team to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, sure did.
Which you're going with your heart, not your brain.
But Nick, they're 2-2, and if the season ended today, they're right there in the playoff, picture.
Yeah, you ain't gonna win a game in the playoffs. I mean, we saw how that worked out for the Reds. So
yeah.
So, all right, I don't know when we'll be back. Definitely will not be Sunday night. I'd say maybe a Tuesday, Wednesday pod. Do we wait till Wednesday or do we bring it early on Tuesday? We'll figure that out as we go. Could do a Monday pod. It depends on what the people want, right?
People will speak, yes.
The 4 people will speak. But for Neil, I'm Nick. This is the Height Differential, powered by Gritterly. We'll see you at some point next week.
Give it to me.
At Gritterly, we believe grit isn't just a word, it's a way of life. It's perseverance, resilience, courage, passion, and strength. That's why our wallets and winning bands are built to last, just like you. Right now, honor your grit and save 25% with promo code HD at checkout. Backed for life. That's the Gritterly guarantee. Gritterly. Embrace your grit.